Hello, welcome to SSGTV South Sudan Global. If you have not yet subscribed, please subscribe as we will continue to bring you informative videos. Since independence on July 9, 2011, South Sudan has been in the throes of industrial-scale corruption that is bordering on the precipice of kleptocracy. Kleptocracy, according to Alex de Waal, is a militarized, corrupt, neo-patrimonial system of governance. Corruption is born out of greed for material, power, status, and prestige. It is this unbridled greed, corruption, that has cultivated wars and conflicts throughout human history, with South Sudan being no exception. So, how is corruption killing more people than wars in South Sudan? There are four ways corruption is killing more people than wars in South Sudan. Number one, dysfunctional healthcare. Corruption has diverted funds that can transform our healthcare. Currently, over 80% of South Sudanese do not have access to healthcare. As such, many people die of curable diseases like malaria, typhoid, cholera, TB, etc. Most patients in far-flung areas of South Sudan do not have health centers, which make them resort to traditional forms of medication, which has deadly consequences. If the government were to seal all the loopholes exploited by corrupt leaders, we would have enough funds to revamp our healthcare. Due to lack of funding for healthcare, South Sudan is not able to vaccinate every child against measles, TB, etc., making it the country with the highest infant mortality rate in the region, with 63 deaths per 1,000, World Bank 2020. Number two, gun violence. According to World Population Review 2022, South Sudan has the highest gun-related deaths per capita, 323 deaths per 100,000 in the East Africa region. Corruption makes institutions like the judiciary and security agencies dysfunctional. As a result, criminals are able to steal or murder without repercussions. The rules are not implemented to the letter and spirit to punish them for their evil acts. When these criminals are apprehended, they bribe their way out to freedom. Yet while out, these criminals would retaliate against witnesses who testified against them in the courts. This makes the pursuit of justice in South Sudan too expensive. We discourage many victims from seeking justice. Hence, the cycle of gun violence continues unabated as criminals kill at will. Number three, impassable roads. Many roads in South Sudan are not tarmac, so when it rains, they become muddy, causing transportation and response during emergencies difficult, as most vehicles get stuck in the mud. Expectant mothers or critically ill patients do not make it to existing few health centers on time. In fact, it can take hours or even days for them to reach health centers. This leads to so many untimely deaths. Number four, civil wars. According to African Census, corruption has been blamed for the rising number of rebel groups in South Sudan. Given that South Sudan depends on oil exports, many leaders jostle for control of oil reserves, leading to wanton deaths of civilians and destruction of property. The control of oil reserves ensures rebel groups or tribal warlords are able to sell oil illegally in exchange for weapons, cash, and food. The more weapons, cash, and food one has, the more manpower you can recruit for a full-scale war. This means that there is an incentive for rebellion by the rebel groups. If the opportunity cost for war was too high, the rebel groups will see less incentives in starting the wars. Furthermore, there have been cases where those in the government have embezzled money so that they can use it to finance their ill-thought-out wars. The cause of civil wars in South Sudan is corruption, not marginalization, grievances, or quest for justice as the rebel groups claim. In sum, the only way to prevent civil wars in South Sudan is to eliminate corruption by severely punishing the corrupt. Please don't forget to subscribe to South Sudan Global. Let's know your thoughts in the comment section below.